Guys, what's going on? Welcome to Cereal at Midnight. My name is Heath, and in this video, we're going to talk about a sweet stack of books that I scored from the thrift store. I won't bury the lead. They're all Mack Bolan Executioner books. You guys know I picked up that huge lot. 33 pounds of pulp is the name of that video. I will link to it in the description. And what the heck? I'm going to throw it up right here, too. I scored 33 pounds of Mack Bolan Executioner novels a few months ago. But as many as there were, it was well over 100 of them. Check that video out. It was kind of crazy. Scored this amazing haul on eBay. As many of those books as there was a lot of gaps in there. They weren't like a continued run. There was a lot of broken up holes in that collection. But and so I have a checklist on my. It's just a list in my phone's notes, my notepad on my phone. Of like, you need so-and-so. So I have like, you have 1 through 12, need 13, that sort of a thing. So I always know wherever I'm at, I just whip out the iPhone. I'm like, oh, I need so-and-so. So I was in the thrift store and just happened upon, lo and behold, and a light was shining down on this section of Mack Bolan Executioner novels. And we're just going to go through them one by one and appreciate the beauty of Mack Bolan, the Executioner. So this is book number 45, Paramilitary Plot. Nothing too exciting on that cover. I mean, I say nothing too exciting. They're on a boat. He's got a machine gun, and there's an explosion in the distance. But, nothing too exciting. Number 68, Prairie Fire. This looks like an episode of Walker, Texas Ranger. I feel it. I'm feeling it. Lone Wolf McQuade getting a Blu-ray release, a super duper special edition Blu-ray release from Scorpion Releasing in the upcoming future. That just reminded me of that, like Walker, Texas Ranger, Chuck Norris. That's where my mind went, in case you were wondering. Mack Bolan Sky. This is book number 69, Sky Sweeper. He's taken down a chopper. Get to the chopper! We can't get to it because Mack Bolan shot it down. Shut it down! Book number 70. Hey, 69 and 70. Ice Cold Kill. Great cover. One of the huge appeals of these novels is, of course, the covers, because the covers just look ever so sexy. Number 72. Hellbinder. I was like, is that right? Did I read that right? Hellbinder. He's fending off this yellow canister. What's in the canister? It's got a skull and crossbones on it, but it's actually helium for the balloons that they got to get to the party. And it's very serious. Got to get that helium to the party. Number 73, Appointment in Kabul. Yeah, no comment on that one whatsoever. Let's see, number 65. Am I going out of order here? Yeah, it's a little out of order. They got mixed up in the bag, I guess. Number 65, Cambodia Clash. You guys, he's about to drop a grenade down the muzzle of that tank cannon. Tank gun? What? My words are failing me. The cannon, the tank. Tank has a cannon? Is it a gun? Is it... Whatever. He's about to drop a grenade down there. It reminds me of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, where they stuck a rock in the tank's gun hole barrel thing. I don't know. Number 67, Mack Bolan Beirut Payback. Beirut Payback. Here's some heroism going on. He's not all about just the helium for the party and taking out the bad guys. He's also about saving the kids. This is number 75, The Boneyard. I don't know what that entails, but look at the string of bodies. There's just dead bodies in the distance. Let the bodies hit the floor. Speaking of the Boneyard, Hollywood Hell. What is happening in this depiction, you guys? It looks like maybe there's an adult film being shot right here. There's a director and there's lights, and Mack Bolan is shooting the lights out. What's going on in that book? There's a few other things here that I picked up. There's a secondary stack of books that I thought we might have some fun going through really quick. I picked up book number 51 in the Doc Savage line of books. I recently scored a Doc Savage, but it was not recently, but a few months ago. We talked about it here on the channel. It was my first Doc Savage book. This is now my second Doc Savage book. It's a little, it's got like deterioration on the cover, but what are you gonna do? It's old. This is cool. I'd never seen this before. It's The Making of Raiders of the Lost Ark, like an old paperback version of The Making of Raiders of the Lost Ark by Derek Taylor. And so it's got, there's George Lucas and Steven Spielberg. This is a well-loved copy. I don't think this is particularly valuable or even rare for that matter, but I'd never seen it, and Raiders of the Lost Ark is one of my absolutely favorite movies. Formative movies. Indiana Jones up there with Star Wars for me as far as like formative. Like, I love those movies. Those are in my blood, man. So this is kind of cool. It's interesting. I know there's probably, well, I know for a fact there are bigger, better books about the making of Raiders of the Lost Ark, but I've never seen that one, so I grabbed it. This is the only one of this series that they had, probably from the same collection as the Mack Bolan books, but it's number 3 in the Mercenary line of books. The Deadly Birdman. Mark Dean. I bet that's not even his real name. Mark Dean in Combat in Haiti. An orgy of voodoo violence, sex, and devilish double cross. I feel like devilish double cross needs double crosses or double cross. I don't know. Great cover though. Look, there's like it's like paragliding or something, and then there's this. Is she swimming? I'm not sure, but I love these covers. These are like frameable, man. Pulp art is a lost treasure. This stuff is like beautiful painted artwork, and then it's just gone. And there's, I know for like horror paperbacks, there's some preservation books and things like that. Is there for pulp, for these hundreds and hundreds of 80s and 70s action novels and things? God Save the Mark by Donald E. Westlake. Donald E. Westlake is one of the most prolific, famous crime writers. I picked up a few of his, I believe, during that couple of, I don't know, maybe 10 or 15 videos ago. I scored some classic detective fiction. And I believe there was 1 or 2 Donald E. Westlakes in there, but I don't remember if I talked about it or not. But anyway, this is a kind of a departure. This is kind of a comedy novel. It says it's a splendid action farce. A brief encyclopedia on the art of the con, long and short. That's by the New York Times Book Review. I think they probably know what they're talking about. So that is, it's cool. Again, this is one of those that, like, if it's an irreverent take on crime. I love Elmore Leonard, stuff like that. So it was worth picking up. And then the last one, the last book in the haul is the novelization. Is this a novelization? It's Get Carter. Anyway, it's had multiple movie adaptations of this. I guess this, I'm assuming this probably came before the movie, but you know what? Let's just do some quick detective work on the video. It's copyright 1970. Original title was Jack's Return Home. So by the time this video goes live, we will all know if this predated the Michael Caine. You say Michael Caine. I saw this. I saw a celebrity. I can't remember which celebrity taught us this, but if you want to replicate Michael Caine's accent, you say my cocaine. You say Michael Caine. Michael Caine. That's how you say his name. But it doesn't matter. The point is, the novel is classic. I've never read it, but the movie is, of course, remade by Sylvester Stallone, which there's an interesting choice, right? Michael Caine, Sylvester Stallone. What an interesting world we live in. So that is, hey, by the way, it's The Godfather of 1971. So I guess this predates the Godfather movie, right? Because the Godfather movie was 72, correct? I'm getting way too deep into the weeds here, so I'm going to abort. I'm going to pull the, I'm going to hit the eject button, and I'm going to pull the ripcord, parachute out of here. And then I was looking for parachuting, but I don't think there's any parachutes on the covers. Okay, I gotta get out of here really quick before this thing goes up in flames. Guys, thanks for hanging out with me and talking about some pulp classic. What is it? Some classic pulp fiction, you guys. I appreciate you so very much. Take care. You finding anything out there in your neck of the woods? This all came from a thrift store. I could have included it in a regular thrift store video, but I thought, hey, it's pulp. Why not its own dedicated paperback paradise? Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much. I appreciate you. Until next time, take care, and I will catch you later.